Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to Talladega for the Loose Lugnuts racing series, sponsored by the Paint Shop, brought to you by All Pro Broadcasting. Tonight we go to Talladega with the trucks for 60 laps here at the 2.66 mile, located in Alabama. The weather is clear sky, 77 degrees in the air, with 104 degrees on the track surface. Winds about north wind 6 miles per hour, which will be pushing them down the backstretch with about 48% humidity. Should be a pretty good race. Drivers are just starting to, end with the practice session right now, getting ready to go to qualifying for a single car qualifying for 2 laps. Unlike the NASCAR series where they use open qualifying, here at Loose Lugnuts they're using the single qualifying session, single car qualifying, with about 18 seconds left in practice. Everett Lane, driving number 24 machine, sitting first in practice with Jeffrey Smith, who was pushing him in second with 51.3s. Field's going to be pretty close together here at Talladega. Last week we went to Michigan with the DW12 IndyCar with Matthew Hebner taking home the victory with a fantastic race, great finish. We're looking forward to this evening's race at the Talladega Super Speedway located in Alabama. I'd also like to thank the Paint Shop for sponsoring Loose Lugnuts, and this is brought to you by All Pro Broadcasting. One of our other sponsors for this evening's race and for the series, Michelangelo's Painting. From experience of what I've seen on the walls and the places that have been painted by Michelangelo's Painting, it is top notch. It's the best. It's going to be what you want to see. Little overview about the racetrack. There's about you can go 3 lanes comfortable, and you can go 4 wide comfortably, but we will not be seeing that most likely throughout this evening's race towards maybe the end of the race for the 60 laps. Just a little bit bigger than the other super speedway that NASCAR goes to at the Daytona. 2.66 miles. A little bit difference in the racetrack is where the start-finish line is. Start-finish line is past the tri-oval on the straightaway, unlike Daytona where it's right in the middle of the tri-oval. As we get ready to go into qualifying sessions, the drivers are going to use qualifying to run their fastest lap, set the grid order. For the 2 laps, first lap, they're going to be running the outside lane to build up as much speed as they can to the final for their second lap, and run the second lap on the bottom lane, trying to run fast. Talladega is known for some very exciting finishes. A lot of the closest finishes on iRacing are at the Super Speedway at either Talladega or Daytona. Next week we'll be going to Charlotte with the Super Late Model. The 5 races, 5 car series, 5 tracks, 5 car series. And Talladega is one of the payout races. To be eligible for the payout race, you need to be at the first race of the season or previously done a race this season. That was at Michigan with the DW12 last Friday night, as you saw on All Pro Broadcasting. Drivers are just getting ready to get their first laps first laps in, but the first lap is something you don't really want to judge yourself by, is because it's going to be a warm-up lap necessarily. In most cases, where you're going to be warming up, getting the tires ready, getting the speed going, going as fast as you can around the racetrack to get ready to set up for the final lap, for your fastest lap to set the grid order. Once again, here at Talladega, this race is scheduled for 60 laps. One thing we'll key on a little bit more during the race is pit road speed limit. iRacing after season 3 build, raised this pit road speed limiter up 5 miles per hour at some of the racetracks, Talladega being one of them, and they also did it to the pace car speed, moving from 75 to 80 miles per hour, so everything can go a little bit quicker. As they just ended up season 4 on the iRacing schedule, they'll be getting ready to go into season 1 of 2015. Once again, check out the Paint Shop, or go to looselugnuts.webs.com for more information about the series. If you're interested in joining, check out the league page on iRacing. The league page, All Pro Racing, you'll see Michael Domingo is the owner of the league. We got about 210 registered members with 2 other series that runs throughout the week. On Monday nights, the All-Pro Racing IndyCar Series at 9 p.m. Eastern is when practice opens up, where the race is live on All-Pro Broadcasting at 10 p.m. Eastern, where they take the IndyCars out Monday nights. And then on Tuesday nights, the All-Pro Super Speedway Series, sponsored by Michelangelo's Painting. Same starting time is broadcasted live on All-Pro Racing Broadcasting. Last week they went to Talladega with the Nationwide, and coming up this Tuesday, the Daytona with the Truck Series. So if you want Super Speedway racing, IndyCar racing, or the mix for 5 check out All Pro Racing league page on iRacing for a little bit more information. If you are interested in joining, check them out by go to all-pro-racing.com for more information about the series. Also check out the Loose Lugnut website, looselugnuts.webs.com, for more information about the Friday night series that we're running this evening here at Talladega with the trucks. Qualifying is just ended. Matthew Quick, the number 89 machine, will be starting on the pole with Dustin and driver number 40 in second. Everett, who ran the fastest lap in practice, will be starting in the third position. He tied exactly with Matt Clifton. So got a pretty good starting order. We had 19 cars run a qualifying lap. Lowest being John Hedrick with a 1:07. He just wanted to start it back, but wanted to get that time in to be a force to reckon with in this race. Let the cars get graded, and we'll get ready to go to the starting lineup in just a moment. I want to key on one thing before this race gets going, is track position. You need to have good track position at Talladega. One thing, the trucks are different than the Gen 6. The trucks, you're able to do a little tandem drafting. With the Gen 6 cars, you're more pack racing, but you want to have good track position and utilize your pit strategy, because going into the pit lane is a crucial way to gain some spots and to lose some spots here at Talladega. Talladega is known for green flag racing in most of the hosted league races, unlike they are in the iRacing official races, where they seem to have a little bit more wrecks. Alright, the cars are gridded up. We're going to get ready to go through the starting lineup. Number 89 car, Matthew Quick, will be starting on the pole on the inside lane. On the outside of him, Dustin Loynes, starting second place. Everett F. Lane's taking home third position on the qualifying grid. On the outside of him, Matt Clifton in fourth. Mitchell Reeves taking the inside lane of the O2 machine. Number 25, Jeff T. Martin, starting in sixth. The 00, Matthew J.R. Wilson, will be taken in seventh. On the outside of him, Mike Wheeler, the number 42. To the inside, the number 58, Jason Hughes. And on the outside of Hughes, we have Cecil driving the number 64 machine. Starting outside the top 10 in 11th position, Jonas Hankins, starting with the number 44. On the outside of him, number 29, James Hickson. In 13th position, the number 27, the Christopher Matthias. Dal Sadowski starting in the 14th position. In 15th on the inside lane, Nick Hunt. Matthew Hebner driving the 420 on the outside. Judson Hankins starting on the 17th position, driving number 7 machine. And number 61 on the outside of Judson, Paul. John Hedrick in 5th. And in 19th with the number 5. Dale Kerner taking home 20th. Looks like he's not in the room anymore. Dal King, 21st. Ryan Eckstein, also not in the room. And Jeffrey Smith, not in the room. Jeffrey Smith deciding to start from pit lane, which, can be a good decision, can be a bad decision, but you're not sure on how it's going to go out. Vernon starting in 25th, and Timothy Schultz is not in the room anymore. But as they go down the back straightaway at 80 miles per hour, they're going to get ready to take the green flag. One quick thing about restarts and starts here, you have a wide gap of when the leader can go. But in my opinion, it is best go when the green flag drops, because if you go right away, those trucks are gonna just draft right up to you and pass you like you're sitting still. Once again, welcome here to Loose Lugnuts Racing Series, sponsored by the Paint Shop on All Pro Broadcasting. Thanks for jumping in the Twitch channel, watching us for this evening's 60-lap main event here at the Talladega Superspeedway. Matthew Quick coming out of turn number 4, gonna get ready to take the green flag here at Talladega. Pace car getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn. Matthew Quick be the one leading the way. Driving that shiny green wheels and the shiny bright color paint scheme. Green flag is out here at the Talladega Superspeedway. They're going to go 2x2 as they go into turn number 1. Cars are double file all the way now. Going to get a push to the outside. The number 40. Ooh, he caught the number 40 car of Dustin Lloyd's. He gets some help to get to the lead and just kind of leaves his partner in a mess. The number 89 car of Matthew Quick pushing Dustin for Fast Lane Racing, it looks like. The number 24 also of Everett Lane in together. The number 20 car was the one abandoned, Matt Clifton. He's got help from Jeff T. Martin on the outside lane. Caution is out. Caution's out on the speedway. Looks like we got Ryan Eckstein and John Hedrick were involved. John has major rear end damage. We're going to see if we get a quick replay of what happened there on the incident. They're going into turn number 3. I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like the number. It just looks like number 22 of Ryan Eckstein and John Hedrick just kind of weren't seeing eye to eye. What happened there? That's too bad for that incident. We're gonna get to a restart coming soon. Drivers are given the option to pit and take 4 tires and fill it up with fuel. We're gonna see a little bit different strategies throughout this evening. A lot of guys, I think, will be running just 2 tires this evening, try to limit their pit stop time. Really don't need 4 tires here, but too bad for John Hedrick and the number 22 of Ryan Eckstein. Right now we're going to Dustin Lloyds, he still has the lead. Matthew Quick in second, Matt Clifton third, Jeff T. Martin, and rounding out the top 5, Everett Lane. Top 5 are jumbling and bumbling a little bit during the race. So it's tough to tell though. A lot of the same trucks going to be leading this race if it's going to be pack racing. But the positions are just going to, they're going to jumble around just because of the draft on the inside of the outside lane. Not very many cars decide to make pit lane. It looks like the only cars that decided to make their way down pit lane was John Hedrick, Ryan Eckstein, Dal King, Vernon, Mitchell Reeves. Those are the only trucks that decided to make their way down pit lane. Once again, I'd like to thank the Paint Shop for sponsoring the Loose Lugnut series. 5 for 5, 5 tracks, 5 cars. Next week, we go to Charlotte Motor Speedway with the super late model. That should be a fun race to call and a fun race to race. If you are interested in joining these series, go check out All Pro Broadcasting, allproracing.com league page, and all races are broadcasted on All Pro Broadcasting with myself, Avery McDonald, and usually in the booth Andrew Williams, but he was not able to be here this evening due to some prior scheduling. Most likely, I believe he will be back next week at Charlotte. Once again, I'd like to thank iRacing for giving us this beautiful simulator to simulate real racing while utilizing online. iRacing is mainly built of members of oval and road racing only. A lot of what iRacing is built on is league racing. One of the better leagues on iRacing, from what I've noticed, I think it's a good group of guys, is Loose Lugnut Series and All Pro Racing. They got a great group of drivers in the series. So if you are interested in joining some league racing, check them out on the league page on iRacing under the league section. 61 car getting ready to make his way down pit lane. Looks like Paul and Vernon are going to make it back down, either repair a little bit of damage, fill it up with fuel. Playing a little strategy right now, but we'll see how it works out. Caution was just a little bit of driver error right there. I'm not going to make any assumptions on what happened, but see if we can get going, get the restart pretty soon. Looks like I believe we're going to be 2 laps ago right now. We'll let you know when the pace car lights go off. I got Paul pulling all the pits. Right now, that's a beautiful team all-pro racing paint scheme right there with the blue, the white, fantastic number 61 machine. Once again, if you're looking for a paint scheme, go check out the paint shop by going to looselugnuts.webs.com. You'll see the paint shop link on the upper right hand of your screen. Looks like they're going to be taking the 1 to green pretty soon. We're going to see if we can bring a Cecil into the booth real quick. Real nice fella. We're going to see if he can come jump down with us. Hey Cecil, it's Avery up in the booth. How we doing, bud?
Good, how you doing?
Pretty good. You're sitting in the 6th position right now. What's it going to take to maintain a good order during the race to get you a solid finish?
Well, hopefully try and keep your nose clean and see if I can get somebody to work with me out here.
Yeah, that's the main thing, getting somebody to work with. We're getting ready to go to 1 to green. We'll let you go in just a moment. Pit strategy, do you think the 2 tires or the 4 tires will be the correct strategy to help get a good finish?
I'm going to say either 2 or none.
2 or none. Sounds good from Cecil. Well, Cecil, thanks for jumping in here. Hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of the race.
Thanks.
That's Cecil driving the number 64 machine. Real nice fellow right there. We got 2 to green. He's driving a fantastic paint scheme. I believe he is a Jeff Burton fan from what I've known about him. Real nice fellow. But right now, Dustin Lloyd's going to take him to the green, getting ready to come out of turn. And number 2. On the outside of him, Matt Clifton with Matthew Quick in 3rd position on the inside. Outside of him, Jeff Martin, Everett Lane, Cecil Rene, Mike Wheeler, Michael Wilson, Jason Hughes, and Jonas Hankins running out the top 10. Not very many trucks decided to make their way down pit lane to get the fresh fuel, get some fresh tires. But it's only lap 5. Caution happened on lap 1, turn 3, so no reason to make your way down pit lane. Ford Mustang getting ready to go in at turn 3. After he gets out of turn 4, going to wait a little bit until he gets close to pit lane. He's going to dive in at the exact same time they do every time and get ready to go green flag racing here on the All Pro broadcast. All right, pace car going to get ready to make his way down pit lane. Trucks are going to get ready to go green flag racing where they go from 80 miles per hour. Let's go fast. They're going to put her in 3rd gear, put her in 4th gear, and get ready to get going. Dustin Lloyd's getting ready to take us to the green flag race. Green flag is out here at Talladega Super Speedway. We're going to a first restart of the evening. Hopefully one of the few. All right, they're still 2x2 all the way back. Right now it's 2x2 pretty much all the way till about the 10th position. Then you've got the number 29 Geico machine. That's driven by James Hickson. He's the final car to make it 2 wide. Number 25 and the number 20 of Matt Clifton, 25 of Jeff T. Martin. They're going to try to work their way on the outside lane, take over the lead. Last time the 20 threw a little bit of help too. The 40 machine, the 40 cut him down, went to the inside lane, kind of said, I want to work with this guy. But 2x2, about 6 cars back, then single file. On the inside lane, you have the number 40 machine. Going to try to maintain the lead, but number 20 truck might take the lead. We'll check here at the line. Matt Clifton leads that lap by 0.028 seconds. We're going to see a close finish like that at the end of this race, the 60 lap main event here at the Talladega Super Speedway. Alright, they're 2x2, about 2 rows back. Starting to spread apart. Time to separate and get going. Single file, a lot of trucks are just going to try to maintain order. You see the number 20 truck go to the inside lane to work with the 40. That leaves the 25 machine away. Going to work with the 00. You don't want to do that too early because sometimes that might bite you by just cutting off, going down low, and abandoning your partner. That partner might not want to work with you at the end of the main event. That's the thing here at Talladega Super Speedway, having that drafting partner that you can trust, that you know is going to hold the line. They're going to lead you the right way to get you the best finish possible here at the Super Speedway. A lot of guys call the Super Speedway the equalizer. You see guys like David Reagan, who won at the Super Speedway. You know, not taking anything from David Reagan, but a lot of the smaller car teams have a chance to win. That's kind of the same thing with iRacing. A lot of the trucks here that maybe aren't as fast on some of the other tracks have just as good of a chance to win here at Talladega at the Super Speedway equalizer racetrack. These trucks are single file all the way back. You're going to see the 19 is going to try to push the 58 machine. The 58 is driven by Jason Hughes. Going to try to work the outside lane. The 40 truck slips up a little bit. Going to work with the number 24 machine. It looks like 24 machine sponsored by Fast Lane Racing. Same with the number 40 machine. They are teammates. They're going to work together, and they're going to try to maintain order. You really don't need to try to make a move to the front if you're already in this front pack. So these trucks are side by side. There's 8 trucks right up there, and then right behind those you get the 25 machine and the 00. Just remember, about 2 laps ago, the 25 machine was up in front helping the 20 truck to take the lead. So that's what happens when someone leaves it out to dry. You're going to fall back and sometimes avoid the pack. You got very lucky and fortunate that the 00 of Michael J.R. Wilson out of the Ohio club was there to help him out and get him back up to the pack. 24 truck's going to try to push the 20 past the 20 truck, Bass Pro Chevrolet. On iRacing, the trucks only have the Silverado. Not sure if they're going to try to get some of the other brands like they did with the Gen 6 car and the new iRacing Class B series, the nationwide car with the Camaro and the Ford Mustang. 19 truck starting to fall back a little bit with the 58 pushing them. 25 finally of Jeff T. Martin getting back up to the pack. They're still double file. They're making laps. Lap 10 here at Talladega for the Loose Lugnuts 5 for 5 series, where they run 5 tracks, 5 cars. This week they're at Talladega with the trucks. Last week, DW12 at Michigan, where Matthew Hebner took home the victory. I'd like to thank all our viewers here tonight watching All Pro Broadcasting. For more All Pro Broadcasting races, check them out Monday night, 10 Eastern, where they take the DW12 Indy cars, and Tuesday night, where they run the Super Speedway Series, where they run at Daytona, Talladega, with a mix of either the Gen 6, the B car, the Silverado. Each week is different. Once again, if you're interested in joining the series, go check out All Pro Racing on the iRacing League page by clicking on Leagues and using the search bar and type in All Pro Racing, all pro racing. Michael D'Amico is the owner of the league. Been active since September of 2012. They have over 200 members with fantastic racing throughout the week. 2x2, about back. Cecil Rennie moving his way up to the position He's in 4th right now, but he's getting passed on the outside lane. And number 40 and number 24. He's still going to try to get a little bit of help, maybe from the 42 machine of Mike Wheeler. Currently we have Judson and Paul at 22nd and 23rd, quite a ways back, about 5.8 seconds. I'm going to try to just avoid a wreck if there is to happen to be an incident. We really got 2 packs going on right now. First through, I'm going to say 13th to 14th, R1 pack. Caution's out at the speedway. Oh, big wreck. Matthew Hebner involved. Jonas Hankins involved. Looks like, oh, Jeffrey Smith, number 36, his machine is tore up. Caution is out. We're going to be taking a replay here. We're going to be looking at Michael Jr. Wilson to see what happened. Now what most likely started that incident? Looks like that's the Michael Jr. Wilson was obviously involved in that race, right? Wreck right there. The 00 kind of just goes right up into him. That's too bad for that incident right there. That's the number 44 machine who he got into. I'm sure it wasn't on purpose, but you know, wrecks happen. What really caused that incident, not trying to put the blame on anybody, don't want to do that, was Matthew Quick went onto the apron and got loose, and that checked up the inside lane, and that's what caused Jonas to move up the racetrack. You know, I know that those guys didn't have to do that on purpose, but you know, it happens. You know, not everybody's is the best, and they end up getting collected. It's too bad. Got about 6 trucks that got collected up in that incident, and that's what we were saying earlier in the broadcast, is what track position means. If you're in the front, you weren't going to be involved in that incident. Everybody making their way down pit lane. Going to take some tires, maybe a little bit of fuel. I think most guys are going to be taking just fuel only. We're going to watch this race off pit lane. Dustin Lloyds makes his way off pit lane in the first position. Running pretty strong in the number 40 machine. We're gonna see if we can bring in last week's winner, Matthew Hebner, into the broadcast and see what he can do to repeat. Hey Matthew, it's Avery up in the booth. You got a copy? I don't think we got Matthew here, but Matthew's. That looks like Matthew's not here. That's too bad. Matthew having a great race. We're going to see if we can bring in Jeff Martin after he gets done with this conversation in the room. Hey Jeff, it's Avery up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey Jeff, you're running in the 6th position. Been pretty strong, staying in the front pack. The incident happening behind us. How important is track position here at Talladega?
It's not that important because you can get back up to the front if you have the right people with you, but you kind of want to stay up front because you don't want to be in the back and get caught up in exactly what just happened.
Once again, like you're saying, having those friends. Is there anybody that helps make this happen for you, helps get you on the track, maybe helps you with a little bit of setups, keeps you going when you're not feeling good?
Yep. Exactly. There's a few of us here. Some of us are running these Bass Pro Shop paint jobs, and we try to stick together. But if we can't stay together, we'll get back up there toward the end.
Yep, long race here. We got quite a bit of laps to go. Thanks for jumping in here, Jeff, and good luck to you the rest of the race.
All right, thanks, Avery.
That's Jeff Martin, driver number 25 machine, running real strong. You know, he's doing a good job sitting in 6th position. I know we talked about this earlier in the race. His track position isn't really the most important thing. But when you're dealing with an incident like just happened, being in that front pack, you don't got to worry about those incidents that happen behind you. But not saying there won't be any incidents in the front of the pack, because that happens. Once again, thank you all for jumping in this room, this Twitch room, twitch.tv/allproracing for broadcasted races on iRacing. iRacing simulations, fantastic simulation of real racing for us online guys that just really can't make real racing happen. This is the Loose Lugnuts 5for5 series with Talladega with the trucks. Next week, Charlotte Super Late Model. Week 4, we throw a wrench in there with the Dover with the Silver Crown, and on the 2nd, the day after New Year's Day, Bristol Legend Car. That should be a fun one with the Loose Lugnuts, and the Paint Shop presents 5 races with 5 cars and 5 tracks. Once again, if you're interested in joining this league, check them out on the iRacing League page, or go to all-pro-racing.com for information about all pro racing, or go to looselugnuts.webs.com for more information about the series we're running this evening. Alright, the trucks are 2x2, getting ready to go green, 1 to green. Got Dustin Loynes, he'll be starting on the 1st position to get ready to go into turn number 3. Matt Clifton 2nd, Everett Lane 3rd, Cecil Renee 4th. Mike Wheeler is rounding out your top 5, and we talked to you earlier in the broadcast during this caution, Jeff Martin in 6th position. You're going to see a lot of these trucks have familiar paint schemes. Those guys are teammates. They're going to try to work together to maintain a solid finishing order here at Talladega Super Speedway. 2.66 miles. A little bit of update on the weather. We've got 77 degrees with a slight north wind, about 2 miles per hour. And that's going to be pushing down the backstretch, so I might gain half a mile per hour out of that. Once again, pace car speed, 80 miles per hour. Raised it up last season. Pace car going to get ready to make his way down to pit lane. Get ready to go for the 2nd restart of the evening. The green flag is out here at Talladega Super Speedway. We take another restart. Go. They're 3 wide in the back. I'm not sure what happened there. It looks like the 82, I believe that is Matthew Quick, just went and kind of hit the 00. Not sure what was the cause of that. Yeah, it looks like 89 and Matthew Quick just kind of pushed the 00 out of the way. 00 Matthew Jr. Wilson, and then which also collected up the number 33 of Vernon. I'm not sure what happened there. I know they kind of staggered up in the outside lane, if that might have what caused it. But Matthew looked like he tried to get a little bit of a jump on that restart. Not trying to say he did, just kind of what happened. That's too bad that happened, you know. But we got another caution here at Talladega. hopefully get some green flag racing. These guys are very capable of green flag racing. A lot of the incidents were just a little bit of driver error, but you know, driver error is driver error. All right, we're going to send it to Michael for a commercial. Back at Talladega Super Speedway.
Water sports family is our main focus. We really cater our dealers to look after the needs of the family to enjoy being out on the water, white boat, and bikini. After you visit Skiers Marine, I think you'll see that our dealership is built on customer satisfaction. The customer is the very most important part of our dealership. And we realize without the customer coming to purchase their water sports equipment from us, from boats to gear, we wouldn't be here. So all our employees know that keeping the customer happy is the very most important thing we do.
We try to do things a little bit different than other businesses. A strong emphasis that we have is on customer service. Follow up with the customers. 2/3 of our customer base is either referrals or direct repeats from those existing customers. This is actually a fun business. I sold insurance for over 10 years, and it was something everybody really needed and nobody really wanted. So it's fun to actually sell a product that people don't necessarily need, but they want. It's a good time, and it's all about family.
Once we walked through these doors, I felt like we were in a family atmosphere. It also helps that our neighbors bought their boat here, and we watched over the past few years their process of bringing in their boat for services, how happy they were.
We were looking for the exceptional value, we were looking for the cool factor, and just, something that we could all get together and have a good time.
Over the last 15 plus years, we've become Alabama's water sports authority. We're the dealership people know they can come to when they're looking for a ski and wakeboard boat, whether it be Malibu, Moomba, Premier, Axis. The top of the line boats, we have them, plus we have the pro shop to go along with it. We sell Conley, we sell liquid force. All of our employees not only know how to work on boats and sell boats, they also enjoy the boating lifestyle. They're out on the weekends wakeboarding, skiing with their families. So they know what it takes to have fun on the water, and they know how to keep your boat on the water.
Please remember that Skiers Marine has 2 locations to serve boaters. One located just outside Birmingham on Highway 280 in Westover, the other just outside Athens, Alabama on Highway 72.
We're back here at the Talladega Super Speedway here for the Loose Lugnuts 5for5 series, where they feature 5 different cars at 5 different tracks. This is presented by All Pro Broadcasting. This is our third caution of the evening. Dustin Lloyd's out in front, Matt Clifton, Everett Lane, Jeff Martin, and rounding out top 5, Mike Wheeler. The top 5, top 6 have kind of been the same throughout this evening's race. We only have a couple trucks, now the race. That'd be Gary Colzman, Timothy Schultz, Dwayne Jarvis, and Dale Curter. Not sure if all those guys started this evening's race, but they have been disconnected from the room. Manually, that is. Alright, Dustin Lloyd's. Looks like they got about 2 to green at the moment. Been a pretty solid race when they get under green flag racing. A lot of side-by-side action. But I just had a couple cautions where a little bit of driver error, I would have to say. But, you know, things happen. You know, you only learn from mistakes that you make. Nobody can tell you how to drive. You can only make mistakes and get better from them. I know I make a lot of mistakes when I'm on the racetrack, and I try to get better from them. Alright, they take the 1 to green. Pace car lights are off here at the Talladega Super Speedway. They get back to green flag racing. We're going to try to get some green flag racing in. A little bit different pit strategies. You see Cecil Renee has gone to the back of the pack. And one thing we keyed on a little bit earlier in the race is kind of track position. Track position, it can be kind of important here at Talladega. You see a couple trucks decide to take a different approach to this race by making the way down pit lane, getting some fuel, so they can run a little bit longer under the fuel. Going into turn number 3, pace car going to get ready to make the long way around to turn 4, because this track's long. I've never been to Talladega personally, but from what I heard, it's big. Once again, this race is sponsored by The Paint Shop. Go to looselugnuts.webs.com. Go to the upper right hand of your screen, you're going to see Paint Shop. That's going to give you more information about getting a paint scheme painted for you. Alright, pace car going to get ready to make his way down to pit lane. The trucks are going to get ready to go green flag racing. They're starting to stack up a little bit. You got the 44 away on the outside lane. Not sure what he's trying to do. That is Jonas Hankins. Green flag is back out for the 4th restart. I'm tired of counting how many restarts this is. Let's get some green flag racing here. A lap number 23 here at the Talladega Super Speedway. They're 2x2 all the way back. 25 machine cuts to the bottom lane. 25 driven by Jeff Martin. Cuts in front of Mike Wheeler. Not blocking, just wanted to get to the inside lane because that outside lane is falling apart. The two teammates, the number 40 machine Dustin Loynes and the number 24 of Everett Lane, are going to try to pull away from the pack, pull away from the number 20 of Matt Clifton. They're single file back, 6 trucks back, and they go double file. 3 rows, and then they're single file, and they're humbling, jumbling around. This is a little bit of macaroni and cheese right now, going right around Talladega Super Speedway. Single file. The outside lane's going to try to move. They're going to go 3 wide as we go across the stripe. The number 58 is getting pushed by the number 02, or the 02 of Michael Reeves. They are 3 wide going into turn number 1. This is the first real 3 wide we've seen. They're starting to humble and jumbling around, get a little bit of macaroni and cheese. Oh, the 22 gets into the 42 and comes down into the number 19. 22 driven by Ryan Erickson goes down into Donald Sadusky. They're just getting a little aggressive right now on lap 24. 22 gets into the 42 of Mike Wheeler, which ultimately causes the 22 of Ryan Eckstein to get into the number 19 of Donald Sadusky. That brings out another caution here at the Talladega Super Speedway. Dustin Loynes still your leader with Everett Lane in 2nd. Jeff Martin 3rd, Matt Clifton 4th, and rounding out the top 5, the number 42 machine of Mike Wheeler. We're going to see if we can bring Mike Wheeler into the booth. We're going to let him see if he's going to make his way down pit lane. Don't try to try to distract him. We're going to wait till pit lane. Mike's been running in the top 5. A lot of this race we're running top 5, top 6. You know, within the margin, doing a fantastic job. And it looks like Mike Wheeler will not be making his way down pit lane. We're going to work to get the radio communications so we can talk to him. Hey Mike, it's Avery up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Running in top 5. I know most guys don't drive mirror driving, but did you see what happened there in that incident?
Yeah, I ain't sure exactly what happened. I know we were 3 wide, and I think he was trying to go 4 wide or be Superman. I ain't sure.
Sometimes you got to be Superman to get some places. But Mike, you're sitting in the top 5. You've been in the top 6, top 7 most of this evening's race. What's it going to take to be able to keep you in the top 5 with pit strategy and the way the cautions have been falling?
I'll probably just stay out of all the wrecks. Keep gas in it.
Keep the gas in it and stay out of all the wrecks, known like a true racer. Well, Mike, good luck to you the rest of the race, and thanks for jumping in here.
Appreciate it.
That's Mike Wheeler. He's driving our 42 machine out of the Carolina Club, a very popular club. NASCAR is based out of Charlotte, North Carolina, where the NASCAR Hall of Fame is. Pace car getting ready to run out of fuel for being out on the track for too long. We're going to get some green flag racing, I can tell you that, folks. Thanks for staying in here for this Talladega race. Taking a look at the number 23 machine, Don King, right now as he goes into pit lane. He's having a pretty good race, I think, so far. You know, sitting in 9th, but he's gonna go into pits, get some fuel, get some tires, and get ready to go for another green flag run. Ryan Eckstein is 2 laps down. He is the only driver not on the lead lap that started this evening's main event here at the Talladega Superspeedway. This main event was 60 laps. Once again, next week, come on Friday nights, you're going to take a look at the Loose Lugnuts series, where we go 5 for 5 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, bringing the super late model. As you saw there on that beautiful camera view, for Michael Domingo, we want to thank him for all his work on the cameras. All pro racing right on the truck for Donald King. That's called representing who you run. He represents all pro racing on the track and off the track. He's a good fellow to be around. Once again, all pro racing. Check him out on the iRacing League page. They got a TeamSpeak server that's on the all-pro-racing.com. If you want to talk to some guys about joining the league, real friendly group of people. So if you have want any information about the series, just jump in there and just don't be afraid to ask. I just met the guys about a week and a half ago, and pretty cool dudes. So, still looking for some more drivers, some good, clean drivers. Want to come out and have a little bit of fun. So, if you are interested in joining a series, it's got multiple race nights. With Monday night with the IndyCar, Tuesday night super speedways, and this little short 5 for 5 series. Like I said previously, it's 5 tracks and 5 different cars. That's pretty cool. Another cool thing from what I've read on the website is they always pay cash, and there's no entry fee. You'll see a lot of leagues that maybe pay out, or a lot of series or groups of drivers that pay out, but they have the entry fee. They don't have that here at All Pro Racing, so go check them out. Win a little bit of money, and have fun. That's the main thing, is having fun. That's what iRacing is all about, is having fun. As you can see there, 2 wide. that signals that is 1 to green. Also, the other signal is the pace car lights. When the pace car lights go off, that's when it's time to go green flag racing. Looks like Matt Clifton of the 24 machine. He's trying to save a little bit of fuel. Because, you know, we are currently on lap 28, almost to the halfway point of the 60-lap main event. Been a pretty decent race so far when we had the green flag. This Ford Mustang, you know, you go in turn 3, gonna dive once he comes out turn number 4, a little bit after, make his way into pit lane, and they're gonna go restart. I believe it's restart number 5. But drivers still got to have a little bit of patience. 30 laps to go. It's not go time yet, but you want to get yourself in a good position. But you don't want to cause an incident because that can move you all the way to the back or ruin your race for good. Once again, Dustin leading us to the restart again. That's something he's been doing a lot. So he's going to try to maintain front. He's got his teammate on the outside, Everett Lane. So what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to have Dustin restart a little bit earlier than what Everett is, to let Everett get to the inside lane where they can work together. But doesn't want the number 25 machine of Jeff Martin to not make the gap. They need a gap to work together. We're going to see what happens as they're going to get that green flag up in the air, and they're going to restart and go green here at the Talladega Super Speedway. The number 40 machine, Dustin Lloyd's going to try to work together with his teammate, number 24, but Jeff Martin, 25, is thinking, you know what, not today. But Martin's got his Bass Pro Shop teammate right behind him. Matt Clifton going to try to work together with number 25 machine. Checks up a little bit on the 42 machine. Oh, Mike Wheeler. We talked to Mike earlier in the race. He said track position usually isn't the biggest key to maintain a good race and get a good finish. But he said it's an important key. They're single file 1-2, and the rest are double file on the way back, as you see number 25 machine of Jeff Martin running strong. As they complete lap number 30, after they complete this lap, they will be halfway through. The race has been a little bit longer than what we were expecting due to some of the cautions we've had. But everybody is pretty much single file, or maybe a couple cars double file. We got 2 packs. Right now, 1st through 15th would be the first pack, and 16th through 22nd would be the second pack. And we're going to try to stay out if an incident comes. Now, those guys might not have to make their way down pit lane again. Alright, we got 3 wide. The number 7 machine is on the inside. It's Justin Hankins, the 420 of Matthew Hebner. They're going to go back to 2 wide. Hebner was in the middle lane and decided, I don't want to fall back any further. I better get back in line. Still 2 wide for 4 rows deep. Everett Lane got a little bit loose there, the number 24 machine. 25, looks like that's Jeff Martin moving up to the high lane to work with his teammate. Now let the number 40 truck fall back in line, works to the inside lane. Once again, this is the Loose Lugnuts Series live at the Talladega Super Speedway on All Pro Broadcasting. One thing, when you're at Talladega, you got to remember you need to go fast and turn to the left. So I want to turn to the left a little bit. I don't like to make right turns here at Talladega. The only right turn you make is getting out on the track, and you want to stay out on that racetrack. You want to keep a clean truck. You see that 25 with the 20 machine. They're working a gap. 25 driven by Jeff Martin. He's got his teammate, number 20, Matt Clifton. They're working away. They're about four truck lengths away to the 2x2. Actually, you're going to see the other teammates at 24 and the 40 going to try to clear the 42. Not able to do that at the moment. still too wide. Not much action happening behind there, but you might see a little bit 3 wide action. Slams the door. Big wreck, 24. The 2 teammates get involved, the 40 truck, the 64 truck gets involved, the 42. When you're talking about the big one, that's the big one. We're getting the replay off of 24 of Everett Lane. Looks like the 40 got into his left rear. Obviously that wasn't on purpose, but that collects many race trucks. And then also collects guys that were in that second pack, 61 involved. That's too bad to see that happen. When you're on that second pack, you want to stay clear of what happens. But sometimes you just can't avoid that. I gotta say though, I'm very impressive with Jonas Hankins driving the 44 machine. I don't know, he got a little bit of damage, but he pretty much holds it in the throttle and just, it was more luck that he didn't get involved in more incident, but look at that slow-mo. Everett Lane going for a ride. That makes a good highlight clip. This is lap 34 right now here at Talladega Super Speedway. Not quite sure how many trucks are going to be out of the race. Man, that's a big wreck. That's one big wreck. Everett Lane, he gets into his teammate, looks like a little bit, and it wasn't on purpose. These guys are teammates. Teammates don't wreck each other. They just made a little mistake, and he just went flying. That's all I can really say about it. He went flying. He went for a ride. That's cool camera work right there. Give it up for Michael D'Amico. He is your engineer. He is your producer. He is your director. He's your EVS and dyno replay machine. He's your A1 audio. He's your E2 engineer, your shader, all the broadcast positions in one. And I just talk. I got the easy job of talking. He's doing all the broadcasting up in the booth. So big shout out to him for doing that and doing a fantastic 61 machine of Paul out of the race. Christopher Manis, 27s, and pit lane. And I just don't know what to say. That was usually us commentators have words to say, but they wreck big and they made a good highlight reel. We're gonna go through that running order. Really has been mumble jumbled with Matt Clift and out in front Donald Sadusky, who was involved in a wreck earlier. Don King, who had a nice camera view in the pits, third. Judson Hankins, fourth. In the top 5, Jason Hughes. And 6, Jeff Martin. Dustin Wines, who was leading at the last restart, who was involved in that incident. 7, Matthew Quick. 8, Cecil Rennie. 9, rounding out the top 10, Jonas Hankins. I don't know how Jonas avoided that incident. We're going to see if we can maybe talk to him real quick. Part of Team All-Pro. Hey, Jonas, it's Avery up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
I gotta give you some mad props, man. I don't know how you got that little damage, but how did you get through that?
I was talking with the guys on TeamSpeak. I don't even know myself. It's like a chess match. Definitely got a good move on that.
Yeah, you're sitting in 8th position. You got a good spot. This lap 36, you're gonna have about 22 laps. Yeah, 22 laps. Man, I gotta go back to math class. You're gonna have quite a bit of laps left to go. How important is track position now? the last half of the race?
It's pretty important right now, but made a little mistake with the brother there. Went in, I just about missed the pits there, and he went in the grass, and I think he just went in himself, so he's in the back. But yeah, it's pretty important right now, but we'll see what we got tonight.
All right, Jones, thanks for jumping in the booth. Good luck to you the rest of the race, and maybe we'll get a chat with you after the race.
All right, guys, have fun.
I had to make sure I moved Jonas to the right room in TeamSpeak. Once again, that's a cool thing that All Pro Racing has. They have a TeamSpeak server. You can come in and chat with the guys when we're not racing. You know, come in after this race, check us out, talk to some of the guys. More than willing to talk to you. Right now, it's a Loose Lugnuts series. Go to looselugnuts.webs.com for more information. Our sponsor for this evening's race is The Paint Shop. If you want information on getting a paint scheme painted for you, go to the web page on the top right. You're going to see a list of links. Paint Shop is where you're going to want to look. Once again, I want to thank everybody for jumping in here for the race. You know, I'm used to broadcasting live sporting events, but I love doing this iRacing. It's a fantastic thing that we get to do as they go 1 to green. Jeff Martin, he's sitting in 4th position. He's going to want to try to work together with another one of the Bass Pro Shops drivers. They're going to try to stay up in the front like he's been doing. That's something Jeff's been doing a good job at, staying up in front. Mike Wheeler, we talked to earlier, 2 laps down, getting some repairs repaired. You know, it's too bad because running really strong and the incident happened. All right, Donald Sadusky, he's leading this race. He's the number 19. He's driving an odd number truck, and he's going to try to get an odd number finish and finish in 1st position. With Donald King on the outside of him, Jason Hughes 3rd, Jeff Martin 4th, and Dustin Lloyds, who was leading at the end time of the last restart. He is in the 5th position, so they're going to try to work together. They're going to try to maintain a solid finish. It's lap 37 going to lap 38. "22 laps to go here at the Talladega Superspeedway." You know, myself being a machinist, I should be pretty good at that simple math, but it just wasn't working in my head. But pace car going to get ready to make his left-hand turn. Going to try to get a good restart here. Number 19 of Donald Sadusky is. I'm not quite sure on the teammate situation, who's teammates with who, but they're going to try to work together with someone and try to maintain the lead. Pace car made that hard left-hand turn, cuts the grass a little bit. It's a good thing it didn't go into the wall. And they're going to get ready to go green flag racing back at the Talladega Superspeedway going on to lap 38. 22 laps to go. Green flag is out. They're going to go 2 by 2 all the way back. 19, Donald Sadusky. Another 2 by 2 all the way back to about the top 10. The number 23 machine is getting pushed by number 25, who we were talking about a lot this race, Jeff Martin. He's going to try to get Donald King to the front. The 58 machine of Jason Hughes pushing number 19 of Donald Sadusky, who was the leader at the time. 25, Jeff Martin's going to try to push him back, get clear, get at the bottom, and try to maintain the lead, maintain the front top 2 spots. But it ain't going to be easy with Jason Hughes pushing. Jason Hughes out in the Plains. Plains is a small club, but they got a lot of talented racers. I'm from the Plains, so I got to be a little bit biased, but you know, they're doing a fantastic job. All right, they're too wide for just the 2 trucks, and everybody behind them is single file to the top 10. Kind of spread apart all the way there. But 44 and the 89 are going to try to work the outside lane. Didn't look like it's going to work. Diesel Ryan going to try to work with the 40 machine. The 40 is driven by Dustin Williams, who's led most of this race. Still too wide. Coming out turn number 4. They go onto the long straightaway where they have the turn and then the start-finish line. If we're at Daytona, they'd be already at the start-finish line, but big difference between Daytona and Talladega is how you're going to try to finish the race. Are you going to time that gap to win this evening's race here at the Talladega Super Speedway? All right, here we go. They're 2x2. 25 going to make it 3 wide as they go into turn number 3. 25, Jeff Martin. Going to try to get a little help from the number 89 machine. 89 driven by Matthew Quick. 3 wide. Coming out turn number 4, they're going to get ready to go on to the tri-oval. Going to try, 89 of Matthew Quick. Looked like he came down a little bit into number 40 of Dustin Lloyd. They're still 3 wide. Number 20 truck's blinking quite a bit. That 20 is driven by Matt Clifton. And that's tough when you're working on racing in general with someone that's blinking, but definitely at a super speedway because you don't know if you're inside of them, if you're what's going on. So, I mean, you gotta be careful when you're around somebody blinking. Still 2x2 out in front, 19. Yeah, you take a look at that 20 truck. He is blinking up a storm right now. He's got to be careful with that, with his connection right now. He doesn't want to cause an incident. You don't want to be that guy that doesn't have the greatest connection and causes that incident. I'd like to thank all our viewers here at join us here on the All Pro Racing Twitch channel, twitch.tv/allproracing. For more broadcasts, check us out Monday night, IndyCar, the DW12. On Tuesday night, Super Speedway Series. Or next Tuesday, they take the trucks at Daytona, so it's a little bit like this evening, but just at Daytona with the trucks. So it's pretty uptown how they do that. Not much back and cheesing around right now. Getting back to single file mode. Jeff Martin out in front with Matthew Quick second, Niall Sadusky third, and Everett Lane fourth. Still just kind of chilling around right now. 64 Cecil Rene and the 02 machine are going to try to work together, get a couple spots. We're on lap 43. We're just getting ready to go to 15 laps to go in just a couple laps. You see the teammates are back together, the 24 of Everett Lane and the number 40 of Dustin Lloyds. They're going to try to work together and hopefully not take each other out again. I know they don't want to do that, but we're going to see what's going to go happen. You know, we've still got a ways to go. I'm not quite sure on the fuel strategy where people are on fuel. You see Cecil Rene going to look to the outside with the 02 machine of Mitchell Reeves, excuse me. I do apologize for that. Mitchell working their way onto the outside lane. It's tough to pass in this outside lane. You're just going to try to maintain a solid spot as you get ready to go into the finishing part of the race. You want to set yourself with about 10 laps to go, get yourself in a good situation, you can make that run to win here at the Talladega Super Speedway. Look, update weather, 4 miles per hour northwest wind, and the temperature remains the same at 104 degrees on the track. They're still 2x2. You take a look at some of the trucks that went to the inside. The 24 and the 40 have split up. Cecil Rennie. He needs to get down if he wants to maintain a solid finishing order, and he doesn't. They're 3 wide right now. O2 Mitchell Reeves, very, very nice move of him to go back to work with Cecil right there. He didn't have to do that because I moved him back, and that's something you got to watch out as we go 15 laps to go here at the Talladega Super Speedway. Still 2x2, and then 40 and the 24, the teammates are working together. Just chilling right now as they get ready to go and make a run to this. The win at Talladega Super Speedway is the equalizer of all racetracks. Talladega and Daytona is known as the equalizer. You can see anybody can win this race, and anybody can get a good finish, but it doesn't just take luck to get a good finish. You got to be in the right spot at the right time, and the only person that can make that decision is you or everybody else that makes a little different decision to get ahead of. Been a real good race right now. They're still 2x2. Cecil Rennie working with 0-2, getting them back up. Mitchell Reeves back up to that top 8 right now. That's the top 8, and they got 9th, 10th, and 11th, who currently are single file behind them, and they're going to need to work together. As you see the 58 machine and Matt Clifton, number 20, clear and be able to. Oh, they're pitting. Oh, big wreck. 25 and 20. They get together. That's too bad. Jeff Martin gets involved. Didn't quite tell the 89 that he was pitting, and that's how important it is to tell people that you're pitting, and that pretty much ruined Jeff's race. That's too bad that happened. But right now it's Cecil and Mitchell Reeves, and I'm not quite sure if Cecil and Mitchell are good on fuel. I think Cecil might be good on fuel. He pitted last time down pit lane, but there could always be a caution. But the 24 of Everett Lane and the 40 of Dustin Loynes, they're going to be working their way back up to the front. Donald King making his way. He's going to make his way down pit lane. Jonas Hankins pitting. Right. Those are the only trucks that have been pitting right now. Matthew Hebner making his way down through the grass. Mike Wheeler also down pit lane. Hebner take the path less traveled, as Ricky Carmichael would say on the NASCAR commercials for the Camping World Truck Series back when he raced in NASCAR. Right now it's Mitchell Reeves, Cecil Rennie, Dustin Loynes, Everett Lane, the top 4. Not quite sure if they're going to have to make a pit stop, but we'll see. Got Mitchell Reeves pit next time. He has no audio. Pit next time. So this would be the time they're pitting. Everybody's making top 4, making their way down. That leaves James Hickson, and Nick Hunt going down pit lane. They're just taking a splash of fuel right now. Going to be taking no tires and just a splash of fuel, just enough to get up to the finish. Jonas Hankins, they're one of the groups that believe pitted that time by. They're going to see where they end up. He doesn't have a partner, and that's something these guys are going to need to help win. Cecil Rennie coming out of the pits. Mitchell Reeves just in front of him. Everett Lane and Dustin Loynes coming out of the pits as well. They just dominated them coming out of pit lane. Had a pretty good race so far. James Hickson is your leader. All right, 10 laps to go. Finally here at the Talladega Superspeedway. It's been a really good race so far. James is out in front, number 26, and Nick Hunt, 26. Hickson, the 29th, excuse me. Not quite sure if they're going to have to make a pit stop. Most likely it will have to. All right, here we go. They're going to see if we can make their way down pit lane. They're 24 and the 40 are passing James Hickson. Yeah, Hickson's going to have to make his way down pit lane. Take a look at some of the trucks that are still out there right now that are battling. Hickson and Hunt, they will be making their way down pit lane soon. I believe Jeffrey Smith and Vernon have to make it. Hunt's not sure if he can make it or not. But Michael Jr. Wilson in the pits, Judson Hankins, John Hedrick making their way down pit lane. Guys that are really battling for the win was Dustin Loynes and Everett Lane, and those guys, they beat Cecil and Mitchell Reeves out by about 4 seconds on pit lane, and that's a big feat. That's going to help them win the race if there is no caution. I want to thank everybody here for joining us up here for the race. I am Avery McDonald, and doing all the engineering and all the other broadcasting work is Michael Domingo, and really thank him for doing all that work to get things going here for All Pro Racing. Right now, Dustin Loynes is just going to try to work together. They're going to go Nick Hunt, James Hickson have gone through the radio. One more lap, going to make their way down pit lane. And then Jeffrey Smith and Vernon, looks like they're going to have to make their way down pit lane. And that's going to give Dustin and Everett the lead. Well, Dustin would take the lead. We had 7 laps to go with James Hickson and Nick Hunt. It sounds like they're going to be making their way down pit lane. Jeffrey Smith and Vernon have been talking about making their way down pit lane. They've been saying they've gotten to the pit. Yep, goes Hickson and Hunt. They're going down pit lane. All right, here we go. Jeffrey Smith and Vernon are going to be making their way down pit lane, as they said over the radio chat. All right, they have pitted. Everett Lane and Dustin Loynes are going to be going to just crossing the tri-oval into the center of the tri-oval, and they're going to take over the lead. But Cecil Rene and Mitchell Reeves are closing the gap, but just not enough time to get the gap completely closed. All right, there we go. Everett Lane and Dustin Loynes taking back over the lead. They're going to try to get a good race to the finish. They're going to get ready to go. 5 laps to go at the line here at the Talladega Superspeedway for the Loose Lugnuts Series, where they go 5 for 5. Remember, next week, Charlotte Motor Speedway with the Super Late Model. Same time, same Twitch channel. Check us out on the league page on iRacing for more information about the series. As they go across the start-finish line, 5 laps to go here at the Talladega Superspeedway. It's just the 2 teammates out in front. Let's see if we can go by Matthew Quick, where they're battling with the 44 of Jonas Hankins. These guys are battling for a top 5. The top top driver of this finishing group will keep the top 5. Right now that position belongs to Matthew Quick. Dustin and Everett are pushing for what they got, and they're going to try to maintain that gap that Mitchell and Cecil have maintained, and that was a gap that they made on pit lane. We said this before the broadcast that you needed to make a good gap, you needed a good pit stop to win this race. That was the main reason why one of these two drivers are going to win this race. The only way they're not going to win is if either they both wreck each other out. That's the only way, because if a caution comes out, the race will be over. Not sure if Dustin or Everett are going to have a plan on who's going to win the race, or they're going to race it out. I hope they race it out. But Matthew Quick, he's working with Donald Sadusky right now. Jason Hughes and Jonas Hankins. That's really where the battle is for the top 5. Whoever finishes out in front of this Ford truck pack is going to take home the top 5. Everett Lane he's been doing a good job driving that 24, and same with Dustin Lloyds. They both got involved in an incident, so we're going to be kind of curious. Talk about that incident, what happened during the race. Definitely we'll see what we can do. As they get ready to go, come out of turn number 4, they're going to take the 2 laps to go here at the Talladega Super Speedway. It's Dustin Lloyds and it's Everett Lane out in front. The 2 teammates have been out in front most of this race, mainly Dustin, but don't count Everett out for fast lane racing. Still battling for the top 5 position. It's Jason Hughes, Jonas Hankins pushing each other, and then Donald Sadusky is getting a bump from Matthew Quick. It's just Dustin and Everett. We're going to find out when Everett's going to make the move. We're going to see what we can do. If they're going to give it away, if they're going to just give it to, or they're going to race it out. I really hope they race it out, and I think they will. But as you see, they're going to be coming across the start-finish line to take the white flag here at the Talladega Super Speedway. 1 lap to go. You see Everett's going to try to get a little gap. He's going to try to see what he can do to take the win away from his teammate Dustin Lloyds. White flag is out here at the Talladega Super Speedway. Got a big battle here. Top 5 right now. They're all 4 in a pack. They're catching lap traffic of Justin Hankins. Number 19. Donald Sadusky makes it to the outside lane. But we're going to concentrate on the lead pack right now. Dustin Lloyds and Everett Lane, they get ready to go into turn number 4. They're going to try. Dustin's going to try to hold him off. Everett's going to try to take the win. We're going to see when Everett's going to pull out. All right, here we go. The tri-oval. Yeah, Dustin Lloyds is going to take home the win. No effort from Everett Lane. Congratulations to the number 40 from Fast Lane Racing. Everett Lane in 2nd, Cecil Rennie 3rd, Mitchell Reeves 4th. Jason Hughes just barely inched out and got 5th. Jonas Hankins 6th. Matthew Quick 7th. Donald Sadusky 8th. Nick Hunt 9th. James Hickson 10th. Just kind of hoping Dustin and Everett were gonna give us something to talk about a little bit, give us a little bit of a finish, but they kind of just gave it to them. But that's all right. Congratulations to Fast Lane Racing crew taking home a top 2 from the Michigan Club. Been a fantastic race for myself, Avery McDonald, It's been a good first commentating for this race. I'll be here next week though on All Pro Broadcasting. Just another big congrats to that whole crew: Cecil Rene, Mitchell Reeves, taking home 4th, 5th. But it was fantastic. I don't know. I mean, we had some cautions and stuff, but it came out the pit strategy. When you're gonna make a pit stop and get a good way through pit lane. We're gonna see if we can bring in our 3rd place Cecil Rene into the room real quick for a broadcast. Hey Cecil, it's Avery up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Avery.
And took a solid 3rd place finish. What happened on pit lane that was able to let the top 2 kind of slip away from you guys?
Not quite sure, actually.
I
know I overshot my pit stall and then had to back up.
Oh, yeah, they had about a 3-second gap on you, but you worked together with Mitchell. You stayed out in front. Who helps make this happen for you? Who do you got to thank to get you into this position, to let you sim race, and then help you run fast?
I want to thank Mike and everybody for putting this on. This is a pretty good event all the time to race in. Bunch of good guys. You guys do a good job up in the booth. But wanted to give thanks to Mitchell there for working with me, getting the top 5 finish together, even though his mic wasn't working, but we still managed to finish up there anyway.
All right, Cecil, thanks for jumping in here. Hopefully we'll see you next week at Charlotte Motor Speedway with the super late model.
Yeah, 10-4. Thanks. You guys have a good weekend.
That was Cecil, driving number 64 machine, who took home a 3rd position. We're going to bring in Everett Lane real quick for a broadcast, who finished in the runner-up position. Hey Everett, it's Avery up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Sure do. Avery, how you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good. Had a pretty good race so far. I saw you and your teammate Dustin, who took home the win, get into a little bit of an incident early in the race, but able to work towards getting a top 2 finish.
Yeah.
How'd the race go for you, bud?
It was a good race. I was impressed with the front runners up there. A little bit cautions in the back, but you'll have that on some super speedways, But Dustin, he's a new guy for our team, and I wanted to get him up there and get him in the spotlight. And he really raced really well tonight. I'm real proud of him. We just had a miscalculation on that one switch there, and we got together, and thank God we had a refix.
Yeah, we're puzzling. We were hoping he was okay because it was either you or Dustin that they were flipping like crazy. But I enjoyed having you in this room. Good to see you guys run up front, and we'll see you next week at Charlotte.
Definitely. Most definitely, Avery. We'll be there for Charlotte. We got a good setup for there, and these trucks are a ball to race. That's for sure.
Yeah, they'll be in the super late model next week. But who helps you make this happen for you? Is there someone that lets you sim race, or is there a group that really helps you work together to have a good simulation?
Well, the wife's number one. If you don't have a good background behind the wife and let you do this kind of stuff, you don't go too far. I spend a lot of time in this racing seat, and she allows me to do that. Fast lane racing, quick lane racing, and left lane racing. I got 3 good teams, 12 good racers, and it's a fun thing to do with all these guys. Want to thank Michael D'Amico and Lugnuts there. This is all good atmosphere around here, and I enjoy racing here.
All right. Everett, thanks for jumping in here, buddy. We're going to bring in your teammate, Dustin, who took home the victory.
10-4, guys.
All right, we got the winner in here, Dustin. Took home the win. How were you able to maintain the top finish when you were involved in an incident with a teammate earlier?
Hey, guys. It was just good strategy, really. I mean, when we went in for that pit there, that green flag pit, Everett and I had a good strategy down, and it just ended up working out.
We talked about earlier how important it was to get a good green flag pit stop, and you guys nailed it. Got about 3 seconds ahead of the Cecil and Mitchell, maintaining track position. Can you try to key on how important it was to be in that front pack early in the race?
Well, it was definitely important. I mean, when we're coming around, Yeah, when we're coming around, you got to be able to maintain with those guys and keep up front. If not, then you're just losing track position, and you know that's costing you time. And then you got to have someone to draft with. If you don't have someone to draft with and work with, then you're just gonna fall back.
Yeah, Michael D'Amico and I had a joy watching this race because you maintained the front. You started on the front position for most restarts, and you worked together with a couple of your teammates. Everett said he'll be here next week with the super late model at Charlotte. Will we see you here too?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I had a lot of fun racing tonight, and good group of guys to race with. So I'll be back for sure.
Before we let you go, is there anybody you got to thank to help makes you possible to let you race on iRacing and help you be successful?
Well, first and foremost, I got to thank Everett, Lane, and the fast lane guys, and fast lane, left lane, quick lane. We all work together really well. If it wasn't for those guys, then I wouldn't be on this team right now. So all the thanks goes out to them.
All right. Thanks, Dustin. We'll see you next week.
10-4.
That's Dustin Loynes, your winner. From all of us here at All Pro Broadcasting. We'll see you Monday night with the All Pro Racing IndyCar Series at 9 p.m. Eastern. Once again, check out the league page on iRacing.com for more information about the series. Go to the website all-pro-racing.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Enjoy having you all here. We'll see you next week.